Good morning. We woke up early again today in an effort to beat the heat. It is 6 o'clock and we are leaving Taranto. It was damn hot. Yesterday we saw a sign somewhere here in the city in the shade that said 33 degrees Celsius at 8:30 in the evening. So we thought, whoa, if that's 33, what did we ride through yesterday? It must have been 40. And we looked at the forecast and it's 40 is announced again for today for most of this region. There's the sun saying good morning. We're gonna head slightly into the mountains of Italy. Our plan for today is to ride towards a city called Matera, then a small town I think called Rotondella, and then come back towards the coast, towards Policoro. We hadn't realized that for many years we've never left the country in July or August. We sort of hibernate in July and August. It's a luxury that we can afford because we work from home and we kind of get to decide when we take our vacations. These seem to be closed, but maybe I can operate the Hyperself. There it is, the Hyperself. Maybe I can operate the Hyperself myself.
Ciao, seleziona un servizio.
Ciao. Has it got... Look!
Select a service.
Select a service. Keep the card resting on the reader.
Operation in progress. Refuel at pump 4.
Cool. I want to talk a little bit about the gear I have with me. I know I've watched a ton of gear discussion, gear review videos, so maybe there's interest in that. So to keep like a semblance of structure, I'll start with myself head to toe. I have a Shoei GT Air helmet, the Black Mate version, which I wouldn't necessarily choose again, by the way. The Black Mate, I mean. The difficult finish to maintain. It's a comfortable helmet. It's been used in places where it's not really meant to be used, and it holds up nicely. I could go for something that is even more quiet. I think this is designed for higher speeds than what I'm normally doing. I don't think this is a touring helmet. It's 4 years old. It was maybe about 400 euros when I bought it new. I guess it all depends on the shape of your head and how thick your forehead is and how fat your cheeks are and how big your ears are as well. But for me this has been quite comfortable. Not really happy with all of the materials that they've used, like the lining that goes around your neck, I guess from sweat and from pulling it on your head. It's kind of eroded away and it looks nasty. It doesn't look vintage, it looks just nasty. I'm not a fan of that. I like it. All in all, it's a good helmet. Oh, this is nice. That's a one-way street. A beautiful tunnel. It must have been... Is that permanent or is that for like a religious holiday? I'm not sure. Attached to my helmet is an action camera, the Sony FDR X3000. I think it's a fairly famous camera. It's an old model that does 4K, and the footage you get out of it is quite decent. It can do 4K at 30 FPS. I've deactivated most of the extra features. To preserve battery life, I keep it. It's got this airplane mode thing where it disables its Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and all other types of connections and things. And I only connect it to my computer either by removing the micro SD card or by cable. Micro USB. Yes, it's an older model. This one has decent stabilization. It's not amazing, but it is pretty good. For what it is and how old it is, I think this is an excellent camera. I've also drilled a hole in the case and put a microphone in it. The one I'm using right now inside my helmet. I don't know the name of it. It's a tiny Sony LV1, something like that. Further down, I'm sporting a Revit Vertex Air mesh jacket. It's a summer jacket that's pretty breezy. It's got protection in all the important places, I think. I purchased separate back protection. It's a great jacket. Aesthetically, the white logo and the lines that run along the arms, they get messed up over the years. It is also 4 years old, and it's seen a lot of weather, a lot of sun, so there is a lot of discoloration. It's no longer black by any means, and the white lines, yeah, they get these ragged edges over time that make it look sort of nasty. I don't mind it. Everything else held up nicely, the zippers and everything. I like the pockets, I like everything it's got. And it's, I think, as cool as you can be in the summer and still have a decent amount of protection. This has helped me especially in 2 or 3 or 4 situations, but 2 of them when I fell on asphalt. One was during this trip on day number 1 in Bulgaria, and the other one was also in Bulgaria a year ago. In both cases, I was not hurt at all in the upper part of my body. I don't have my motorcycle jeans with me. I do have jeans that are from Nomad, I think, or Nomad City, I think they're called. And they do have good knee and hip protection, but I did not bring them with me on this trip because they're bulky and the material is quite thick and it's way too hot for that. I have Dainese Street Darker boots that have been amazing. They're expensive boots that I might have paid close to 180 euros when I first bought them, but I love these. The soles are very slippery, so they're not good for any sand, pebbles or wet stuff, but they are amazing if it's the only pair of boots you bring with you, which is what I'm doing right now. I used these for 4 months in Colombia, walking every day in them and riding, and they held up. They're also 4 years old, and I don't think they show it. My gloves, these are my Alpine Stars, but I don't know the name of the model. These are, I think, pretty basic. I like them. They're breezy. They're nice. My other gloves have been quite amazing. They are very nice leather, goat leather gloves from Revit. I think they're called Cayenne Pros, and they're also 4 years old. They didn't hold up as nice, but considering what they've been through, yeah, I had to stitch 2 of the fingers slightly at the tip they don't look good anymore from the outside. That type of suede or whatever it is, the suede parts just look like shit. But they are very, very comfortable, as leather gloves tend to be over time as you wear them. My backpack is not a motorcycling backpack, it's just some urban type of backpack. Velez is big in Colombia. I don't know if they're famous anywhere else. We've stopped just before entering Matera, because this was a pretty cool place. It's a park, private property. I don't know what that means. There's a little sign here. You can't really go in. I mean, you could, but it's got these sculptures. There's a car up there under a rock, and Matera itself is very cool. It's got these ruins like on the side of the mountain there. You can see those there. This place is pretty amazing. Matera. Still in Matera. There was no way we could get closer to those rocks, to those cliffs and ruins. No way that we could easily find. It looked like a lot of private entrances and locked gates. So we're continuing through Matera towards Policoro. Outside of Matera, the view looks like this. We're out in the open fields. Us and this tractor. What about bike mods? That's a subject that will be done with quite quickly. I like to keep the bike as stock as possible. So every time I replaced something, it was with original Honda parts, if I could find them. So almost everything is stock. The only additions are the handguards. I think they're Barkbuster handguards. The SW Motec crash guards in the front, which saved my plastics and my engine case more than once. The CRF's only dirt racks, I think they're called, the side luggage racks, and they come in a set. I mean, you can buy them separately or in a set with the tail rack as well. What else have I modified? I think that's about it. I have a Thinkware M1 camera here, one in the front and one in the back. This is a pretty cool dash cam unit. It's got a central unit under the seat, and you can connect to it with via Wi-Fi. You've got a little remote control here that's got two buttons. One is for record, which is actually save the current recording that's in progress, and the other one is for enabling Wi-Fi. I think that's it. I don't know. It's difficult to get parts for the CRF 250L in Romania. I mean, it's not that difficult. You just go to your dealer and ask them what you want, but the prices are pretty ludicrous. So when I was lucky enough that I could get them from Thailand. A lot of parts, spare parts, like clutch plates and a ton of other things. And that was a really great deal. But other than that, I try to stay away from buying parts in Romania. It's a good place to grab a bite to eat. We were so hungry. It's 9 plus in the morning, and we stopped in I don't know what this place is called. The road is nice, but it's getting hotter and hotter. We just stopped in the shade for a bit. Pedalare e usare I piedi è più intelligente. It's funny. I saw a sign that says Domenica Aperto, open on Sundays, which is a big thing because nothing is open on Sundays, almost nothing. We went in and got San Pellegrino Aranciata, a Coca-Cola, and something else with like forest fruit juice because we were so parched. Felt so good. And we noticed that everything is a lot more expensive if you buy it from the fridge. So the fridge juices and waters are sometimes double the price of the ones you buy on the shelves. That's, I guess, surprising to us. We have seen it before in India. When we traveled there, that's the first time we saw it, and we were so outraged. And then we got used to it. I also got a big pack of gum, chewing gum. So not only is the sound quality atrocious, as some of you have pointed out in the comments, now he's also chewing gum. We're going off the planned route because we can't handle it anymore. I think this is part of the planned route still, but there's just way too many kilometers and it's not getting any cooler. The heat just keeps building up, and it just really puts a strain on your body. We thought we were used to the heat. We've lived in Southeast Asia, mostly Malaysia, for 2 years, and it gets hot in those parts, especially since we spent most of our time on an island, and it was hot, very hot. But this is also a different level of hot. It's not comfortable at all. And since I cherish my relationship with Ada, we decided we'd take the short route, the 45-kilometer route instead of the 90-plus kilometer route, scenic route. So we're headed towards a place called Noepoli in the Potenza region, I think. That's where we found a B&B. B&B Romantico, it's called. We'll see how romantic it gets up there. Oh, look at these interesting formations. Huh. Looks like someone played with sand here. That's pretty cool. Another fork in the road. A trident, if you will. Neptune's trident. There's nobody behind me, so I'm just waiting for Ada. I want to signal to her that we're taking a right here. It seems that it's towards the highway. I just noticed that. But wonder what this sounds like. The visor open and the wind blowing through my helmet. Feels good on my face, but I don't know if the sound's shit right now. We're on final approach. Our destination in Noepoli. Less than 2 kilometers to go. How do people ride with open face helmets? I feel bugs hitting my cheeks. I'm so used to the protective atmosphere of a closed helmet. Noepoli. I like it. As I told you, we took the short route here because we couldn't handle the heat anymore. And I think it was a wise choice. Well, maybe we've arrived. I don't have this booking on my map. It's a scene from the village. What scares me a bit is this little girl right here. She's scary, right? We had made it to Noepoli. That evening we walked around some more on the quiet, narrow, steep roads until sundown. Then we went home and fell asleep in a big bed with heart-shaped pillows. We haven't decided where we're going to go next. We are halfway through our 5,000 kilometer European adventure, and it's clear we're heading north through Italy, but that's about it. We will see you very soon. Good night.